just announced their long-awaited September event, which is set to take place on Tuesday the 14th. So in today's video, we're going to talk about everything we can expect to see. Let's start with the iPhone 13. Yes, I'm calling it iPhone 13. I really wanted to believe that Apple would call it iPhone 12s to keep it in line with the naming structure that Apple's been using. 6, 6S, 7, 10, 10S, 11, 12, 12S, then 13. But it looks like Apple's going to do iPhone 13 instead. The iPhone 13 should come in the same four models as the iPhone 12, a 5.4-inch model, two 6.1-inch models, and a 6.7-inch model. The design will be mostly unchanged from the current models, with a couple of differences. The regular iPhone 13 models will feature a slightly different camera layout, but the sensors themselves will stay the same size. However, the Pro models will be the exact opposite, keeping the same camera layout but increasing the size of the sensors. The Pro models should feature stronger magnets and a matte finish. There may also be a matte black color option introduced, replacing graphite. All iPhone 13 models will feature a new version of Face ID, the first major overhaul since it was introduced. This new version of Face ID will also combine some of the sensors, resulting in a smaller notch for all iPhone 13 models. Moving on, the Pro models are expected to feature a 120Hz ProMotion display, which will make the animations twice as smooth. Rumors have also pointed to the iPhone 13 possibly receiving an always-on display, similar to the Apple Watch. All models of the iPhone 13 will also feature the A15 chip based on the 5nm Plus process. We don't know anything about the performance of the chip, but it should be a fairly decent upgrade compared to the A14. All the iPhone 13 models will also feature larger batteries. Each model is expected to feature a 10 to 20% increase compared to their predecessors. A 1TB storage option may make its way to the iPhone 13 Pro models, up from the previous maximum of 512GB. The iPhone 13 will also give us a fair amount of camera improvements, including sensor shift stabilization for all models, improvements to the ultra-wide camera, and possible portrait mode video for the Pro models. Apple may also introduce ProRes support for the iPhone 13, which would bring significant improvements to video quality. Apple already brought ProRAW to the iPhone for photos, and ProRes would be the video equivalent. The iPhone 13 will likely be available for pre-order the Friday after the event on the 17th, and it would begin shipping the week after on the 24th. In order to compensate for increased chip production costs, the iPhone 13 may cost a bit more than the iPhone 12. I'm hoping this only affects the Pro models because Apple already increased the price of the regular models last year. So to recap, the iPhone 13 will feature the same four models as the iPhone 12, a smaller notch, Face ID and camera improvements, the 5nm Plus A15 chip, 120Hz on the Pro models, and larger batteries. The other major product we should see at this event is the Apple Watch Series 7. This is expected to be the first major redesign since the introduction of the Apple Watch. This redesign comes in the form of a squared-off chassis, along with thinner bezels and an improved screen. The Apple Watch Series 7 will also come in 41 and 45mm case options instead of 40 and 44 on previous Apple Watches. It's also rumored to feature new blue and green color options, as seen in these renders. It's unclear what new health features the Apple Watch Series 7 will have, but we should see some health-related improvements. The Apple Watch Series 7 will also get some exclusive watch faces to take advantage of the larger display, allowing more complications to be displayed at once. The Apple Watch Series 7 will be unveiled alongside the iPhone 13. However, due to production issues, it won't be available right away. I'm guessing that it'll be released in late October, just like the iPad Air 4 was last year. The Apple Watch Series 7 will either keep the same $399 price point or increase the price to $449. The iPhone 13 and Apple Watch Series 7 will be the main focus of the event, but we may see some other products as well. Starting with the iPad Mini 6. This device is expected to feature a major redesign, the first ever for the iPad Mini. It will have a design similar to the iPad Air, with an edge-to-edge display, no home button, and Touch ID in the power button. The tablet itself will be the same size, but the display will be increased to 8.5 inches. It will feature USB-C as well as a smart connector for use with accessories like the Smart Folio. Just like the iPad Air, it will also feature the A14 chip, 12-megapixel rear camera, and possibly the same color options. The iPad Mini should see a price increase of around $100, just like the iPad Air did last year. While it's possible that we'll see the iPad Mini 6 at this event, I think it's more likely that we'll see it at an event later later in the year. Next, we have AirPods Free. These are rumored to feature a design similar to AirPods Pro, leaving out silicone ear tips as well as noise cancellation and transparency mode. I made a separate video about AirPods Free a little over a month ago, so if you want to learn more about them, be sure to check that video out. Since AirPods are an accessory to the iPhone, I think there's a pretty decent chance that we'll see them at this event, with a release date in line with the iPhone 13. And finally, we should find out a release date for iOS 15, iPadOS 15, and watchOS 8 at this event. They were originally unveiled at WWDC back in June and have been in beta ever since. Last year, they were released to the day after the September event, and that may also be the case this year. We most likely won't see the release of macOS Monterey just yet, because Apple usually waits until later in the year, and the current beta still needs quite a bit of work. The September event will take place on Tuesday, September 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific. It will be streaming on both YouTube and Apple's website, and I'll leave links to both in the description. If you don't get a chance to watch the event, I'll also be making a recap video about it later that week, so stay tuned for that. That's all for this video. If you found it interesting, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.